Hi everybody, it's Louisa and Diane here
Hello.
at Now You're Cooking. And we are going to make some, what are they called?
They're called French horns. And Louisa was so amazed when I told her that a customer came into the store and she makes French horns. And Louisa goes, wow, that's amazing. I said, yeah, and she gave me the recipe. And Louisa goes, wait, what are they? I said, French horns.
I call them cream horns. Most people call them cream horns.
But growing up in French Acadian family, we call them French horns.
Okay,
So,
good. Well, now we know the history of that.
Yeah.
And that is what we're going to be making tonight. And we're going to show you how to make them. And they're super easy. You could do them with kids, or you can do them yourself. I think they're kind of celebratory, and they're a little fancy, so they look like they're hard work, but they're not. They're really easy. Before we get started, I want to mention that next week, which is the 24th, Mike will be doing cheesecake in a multi-cooker, the Zovor multi-cooker, which we have one right up there. So he's going to make cheesecake, and then on Saturday the 26th, is the middle day of Bath's brand new Winterfest. So it's the 25th, Friday the 25th, Saturday the 26th, Sunday the 27th. On the 26th, we're going to also be doing some sampling and some demos with the multi-cooker. And the 6-quart multi-cooker, the middle size, is going to be $99.99.
It's a great deal.
That day only. It's an awesome deal, amazing deal. And you have one.
I do. I have one, and in fact, I just did a pork roast in it the other night. Took 30 minutes, all told.
That's
with resting,
amazing.
everything. Yeah,
So
it was
so
delicious.
they're awesome. You can quick cook, you can slow cook, you can do all kinds of stuff with them. So they're really fun. The following week is Stephanie's going to be back, our friend Stephanie who works here, and she's going to be making soba noodles and peanut sauce.
Ooh,
and
nice.
then the following week, the 10th of March, I'm going to be coming to you live from Sevilla, Spain. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to be cooking a tortilla de patatas with my friend Luis. And he's a history teacher from when I was in college a very long time ago. And he also teaches cooking. He and his wife both teach cooking. So that's going to be really fun.
It's going to be so exciting.
But please mark your calendars. It's going to be at 4 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock because we're going to be cooking at 10 o'clock at night. And 10 o'clock's our max. We're not going any later than that. So here it will be an hour earlier than usual, 4 o'clock on March 10th. And then we'll be back in the States after that. I think Mike's going to try to do something for St. Patrick's Day on the 17th because it's St. Patrick's Day. Right. So, all right.
And then they can always see your shows.
Yes, you can watch any of our videos on Facebook, on YouTube, our YouTube channel, or on our website. And all of the videos are linked to a recipe so you can cook with us or just watch because we're fun. So we're going to start here. And the first thing...
Okay, show them your beautiful horns that you did earlier.
My horns are plenty. My French horns. So what we have here is a sheet of puff pastry from the store. And you can make your own if you want to, but you don't have to. This is really easy to use. It's folded in 3. The box comes with 2 sheets, and you want to put it overnight in the fridge. Take it out of the freezer and let it thaw overnight in the fridge, not out because it'll get too sticky. And then, maybe 15, 20 minutes before you want to use it, take it out. What we're going to do is we're going to roll this a little bit. Why, I don't know. It's just what I was told to do, so I'm doing it because I always follow directions.
Yes, sure.
And then you can see where the creases are from where it was folded. And I'm not going to cut exactly because it would be funny looking if I did. But so we're going to cut in 3. And then I'm going to cut each third in half, which gives us 1/6. I was a whiz at math.
I can tell.
Fractions. I was very good with fractions. And then I'm going to cut each of those in half. So we're going to end up with 12 strips, which are approximately 3/4 of an inch to an inch-ish. They don't have to be perfect unless you're a perfectionist.
And they're just easier to handle if they're a little thinner.
Right. So I'm also going to cut these last 2 in half, and you'll see why in just a moment. So what we're going to do, we have cream horn guys, and we have cannoli forms. Cannoli forms are going to give you a tube like so, and the cream horn is going to give you a little bit smaller one like that. And we, of course, are out of the cream horn. I think we have one left, but we do have the cannoli molds. They just came in. So what Diane is doing, what I'm going to do is just put some butter on here.
Which we learned to do.
You have the benefit of learning from our mistakes. The first time that we made these, Diane said, don't you think you should butter those? And I said, oh, no, puff pastry has tons of butter in it. She was right, I was wrong. So there you go. You get to learn.
They did not release quite as well.
They baked beautifully, but they did not release.
Right.
So, but not all, when we were looking at recipes online, a lot of the recipes don't tell you to grease them, but you'll have much better release if you do. So we're buttering these fellers. And you can do this ahead of time if you want. You could always put these into the fridge or whatever you want to do. And you can do my genteel method, or you can do Diane's just get the darn thing buttered and move on. She's much faster than me, as you can see.
Yeah, you know. I take time when it matters.
She probably is more genteel than I am too. Okay, so now you're all nice and buttery. So we're going to take a cream horn.
Okay.
This is mine.
This is
I'm
yours.
just showing
okay.
you.
Okay.
And we're going to take a piece of puff pastry, and starting at the thin end, the pointy end, we're going to wrap. And you want to make sure that you're overlapping, because otherwise you'll have some blowouts, and I'll show you what I have, which is fine. It just means the cream may come out. Okay, so when we get towards the end, we're going to take a little bit of water on our finger and moisten the end, and then stick that right on there. And that's going to go over here.
Oh, yours is much prettier than mine. Okay.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't matter what they look like. They're going to taste good.
Well, yeah.
It's all in the flavor. The look doesn't really matter that much. So meanwhile, by the way, we have preheated our oven to 400 degrees. And that is what we want to bake it on. You might want to save your thicker pieces for the cannolis, because there's a little bit more room on those, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay, I think I'm improving.
Beautiful.
I'm improving.
I love it.
I'm improving.
You did great.
I'm improving with age, Louisa.
Okay, so for the cannoli, you are going to want to take a whole piece and start at the end, but maybe leave about a ½ an inch or so. And we're doing the same thing. And when we get to the end of this one, we're just going to wet the corner that's going to adhere right here. So I'm just going to wet that corner. We don't want it to get too gluey. And then I'm going to wet the tip of this guy. This is the other half. And so the cones were just one strip. These guys, because they're bigger, are going to be 1.5 strips. And again, just the tip of that with a little grease on it. I'll finish up the last of these horns.
Good.
Horns oh plenty. A cornucopia of cream. So we have 2 more.
Okay.
Yep. Good job. Diane, you're doing great.
Well, thank you. I
Really
love positive reinforcement.
Very impressed. So while she's finishing those up, I am going to take a little bit of egg wash. This is 1 egg with about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of water, and that's all it is. And I'm going to brush the tops of these. And because they have flour or cornstarch or something on them, you want to just get in between the rolls a little bit. And I'm just doing the tops. And this will help brown them a little bit. And we're also going to sprinkle a little sugar. This is not on the recipe that you will find online, by the way. This is a new technique that I have learned through my assiduous studying of cream or French horns.
Can this be the word of the day?
What, assiduous?
Yes.
Yes, it can. Great. Now your cooking word of the day is
absolutely.
assiduous.
Yes.
These are looking great, Diane. I'm really very impressed
thank you.
with your
Thank you.
technique.
It's because I've had such a wonderful teacher. Okay. Wait, it's coming.
Beautiful.
And, okay.
Beautiful.
Last one.
Gorgeous.
Did we mention who our camera lady is today? by the
No,
way? Yeah.
Heather is on a very well-earned and lovely little mini vacation. So tonight we have, and we're telling you this against her will, we have Vanessa behind the camera. Everybody give a warm round of applause to Vanessa.
Very steady hand. She
Very
has.
steady hand.
Very steady.
So we're going to just sprinkle sugar. If you have sanding sugar, that's nice too. It's a little, you can't really see the sugar on here, but when you bite into it, it'll be a little sweeter than just like cream or filling inside dough. So a little sugar, and then we're going to put these into the oven, 400 degree oven. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My lovely assistant, Diane. And these are going on top. So they're going to cook for a total of about 12 to 14 minutes. So in 6 minutes, hopefully, we will remember to look at them and change the shelves. Our oven runs hot. I'm actually going to turn it down just a little bit.
All right.
So we have two fillings we're going to do tonight. I'm going to do a whipped cream with strawberry jam in it. And Diane's going to do a different kind of filling.
My filling is very close to a whoopie pie filling. So it's lots of confectionery sugar, I might add, and fluff. And,
how can you go wrong?
Shortening and vanilla. It's really quite a very easy recipe. I would strongly suggest you don't do this by hand. You really do need a mixer for this. Tonight I'm going to use the Smeg Mixer, which we love this mixer. It's a real power horse. We think it's great. It is an Italian design, and it just is superb. It just works so well for our...
And you have a very cool implement.
I do. So with this particular mixer, this mixing blade is just superb. It just... Literally, it almost does away with scraping the bowl down. It's just, I've never seen it on any other mixer. This is a Smeg.
We do sell the beater blades, which I'm sure several people have, that they fit the KitchenAid mixers. They're flat, but they're made of plastic. So this is all stainless steel, and with the blades are covered with silicone. So it's going to stand up. The beater blades are great, but they do wear out after a while. This one's never going to wear out.
Right.
And so this machine with this is about $50 more than the Smeg machine without this. But it does, they all come with the regular dough hook, the whip. And a regular flat beater.
Right. And we should say it also comes with different attachments also.
Yep. It doesn't come with, but you can purchase.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
I like to be accurate.
You are always very accurate. All right, so this is, by the way, if you do not have a 2-cup measuring cup, you need to buy one. And we actually sell one right here.
Oh, do we?
We do. We sell one
How
here.
Convenient.
So many recipes call for 2 cups. It's just time. It just saves you time. I love it. I use this all the time. So this is 2 cups of fluffernutter. And if you've ever worked with marshmallow fluffernutter, it's sticky.
Yeah.
So here I go with my 2 cups.
The recipe actually says marshmallow cream, which is slightly different, less sticky or less sweet or something.
Yeah.
But it's, if you can find it, use marshmallow cream. But the fluff is absolutely delicious in here. It's sticky, it's sweet.
Okay, I'm just
wonderful.
I'm just fighting this right now. There.
But when you put your other stuff in there, it's gonna all. Yeah. If you have a good eye, you can just scoop about what appears to be 2 cups out of the
Yes.
I was going to say the can, the package.
Right. And I do need a cup now because, well, no, you know what? I'm just going to do this.
Okay.
I'm just going to do this.
So what's that lovely container you have your powdered sugar
Oh,
in?
well, my pantry, because I was so lucky to design my pantry, I have pop-ups.
From OXO.
Oh, from OXO. So that's 2 cups of confectionery sugar, everyone. And so I have it, and what I do is just silly, but I have little signs for all of my containers. This is vegetable shortening. It happens to be Crisco. You can use anything you'd like. And it's also going to call for 1 stick of butter. And this is at room temperature. You can use salted or unsalted. As Louisa said, it's always a little. Louisa, may I have something to cut it with? Yep. You know, cut the sweet. Sometimes it's nice to have salted. Lots of recipes call for unsalted. I personally don't think it makes one bit of difference. I'm just going to go ahead.
This recipe, by the way, has not been posted yet for this filling. The recipe that we posted online earlier has the whipped cream filling. But we do have it typed up, and when Heather gets back from her relaxing vacation, we will get that posted as well.
All right, so this is, you know, again, I would never ever hand beat this. So this is going to be locked and loaded. I'm going to just start slow because of the confectionery sugar.
Or you could be like me and not start slow, and you get flour or
You could do
sugar
that.
all over.
You could do that. It would be fine either way. I'm just going to let this beat for about 2 minutes or until it's well blended. So.
Do you need vanilla?
Oh, thank you. I forgot about that. Thanks.
Okay.
I need a teaspoon, please.
You do need a teaspoon.
And if you could see this, it's scraping the bowl, which is so nice. So you very seldom, you don't have to stop, and I might scrape the very bottom of it. But, and I did forget my 1 or 2?
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of vanilla. And you'll notice we're using this wonderful vanilla that we sell here. It's a Mexican vanilla. It's wonderful. It's already coming up with a nice consistency. I'm just going to stop it and get the fluff off the side of the roll.
That fluff.
Isn't that fluff?
So you do want to use room temperature Crisco or vegetable shortening and room temperature butter, because you're going to want to put this into a piping bag and pipe it into your horns or your cannoli tubes. Do you know the difference between cannoli and now I'm saying French horns. Cannoli and cream horns.
Isn't cannoli the Italian with ricotta?
Cannoli, yep. And so it's a different dough. It's not a puff pastry. It's an actual cannoli dough, and they are formed. You take a disc and you put it around. Oh, I can't find them because they're in the oven. You put it around the form, and you actually deep fry it. So it's a different dough, and it's deep fried, and then the filling usually has ricotta. And some other flavorings and stuff, some lemon zest or stuff like that.
I did not know that.
We may do those at some point. I'd love to try them. I've never made them, and I think it would be really fun to do that. Maybe you and I could make a bunch of that. The staff loves it when we have to practice our recipes. But anyway, so that's the difference. This is puff pastry, and the cannolis are a fried special dough. How's that look?
This is perfect.
Okay.
It's very smooth.
Superbo.
Yep.
So this bag is for you.
Thank you.
And these tips are maybe a little smaller than we should be using, but good luck with that.
Thank you.
And I'm going to make some whipped cream, and I'm going to put strawberry jam in it. I'm making just a small batch. This is not the same batch because we have 2 fillings. Don't make it this small for these because you won't have enough. But it's the same, it'll be the same ingredients and everything. So I have a cup of heavy cream, and I have 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, but I'm going to wait and get this going first. And I've been using that Smeg so much that I forget how the Cuisinart works. But the Cuisinart is another less expensive stand mixer that we carry. And it does a fabulous job If you're doing like really heavy doughs, like lots of breads, I would probably go with the Smeg because it's a little heavier. This one might walk a little bit, but if you're mostly doing, you know, cookie doughs or whipped cream or meringue or anything like that, this is a fantastic machine. I gave these to my nieces for Christmas, and it's just perfect for them at their age. They're not doing tons and tons of baking. I shouldn't say at their age because you might need it at any age, the stronger one. But I'm just going to let this go. I started slowly with it, and I'm just going to let it go a little faster now. Are you ready to fill?
I am, actually.
Okay.
Shall I come over here?
A cone or a...
You know what? You finish yours, and then we'll fill together.
Okay.
You know, because
togetherness.
Togetherness is very
a wonderful
important.
thing.
Absolutely.
All right, so this is starting to thicken just a little bit. It's not at a soft peak stage yet, but I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of sugar. You can add more if you like it really sweet. I'm not a super sweet person.
Oh no, I disagree.
Well, I am
She's
a very sweet person.
very
but
sweet.
I'm also going to be adding jam to it, so I don't want to add too much sugar to it because there'll be some sweetness from the jam, and I also don't want to overpower the strawberry flavor. And hopefully you can hear me because I know that's awful loud. And I'm going to be kind of silly and add a little bit of food coloring so that it'll be pink like strawberries. If you don't want to do a jam in it, you can do just vanilla, or you can add some cocoa powder and make a chocolate with cream. You could probably add some cocoa powder to yours too.
Yes.
Okay, this is getting to be stiff peaks, and I do not want to make it into butter.
Oh, pretty.
Very pretty. I should have done these for Valentine's Day. Okay, so that is pretty good there. So I am going to add 2 tablespoons. And these are very generous tablespoons.
What kind of jelly are you using?
This is Stonewall Kitchen strawberry jam, and it is delicious. And it smells really good. It smells very strawberry-y. I'm just going to give this one more little fast woo. And that is beautifully whipped, and you can see it's nice and stiff.
Oh, great
Stiff
color.
peaks. Isn't that fun?
That's gorgeous.
I don't usually color things. I like natural coloring, but I just thought this would be really fun to do. Okay, so I'm going to fill my bag. We have couplers in here, so you put the first piece in on the inside of your bag, and then you put your tip and the outside collar on. And
why couplers? People ask me that all the
So
time.
couplers, because if your bag is stretched out at all, it will not hold this tip. And especially if you're using a plastic bag, they will stretch. And what happens is you go to shoot your whipped cream into your cream horn, and the whole tip comes out, and then there's no way to put it back in. So the coupler's great for that. Also, if you're doing a lot of decorating, you can take the tip off. Like I have a star tip here, you can take that off and do just a small hole for writing, or take the tip off and put it on a different bag if you need a different color. So there's lots of good reasons to use a coupler. And I usually like to fold my bag down quite a ways so I don't get the top all covered with my filling, which it will eventually anyway. And you can see there's some chunks of jam in here, and that's okay.
Oh, should we check the...
Oh, yes. Would you be so kind? So they just need to go switch shelves.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you so much. So you can see they're starting to brown a bit. If you have a really even temperature oven, you don't have to switch shelves, but it definitely will help if your oven runs like hot on the bottom, which this one definitely does. Beautiful.
They're coming along really nicely.
They're gorgeous, and they smell really good too.
And what time now?
Another 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Or so.
Okay.
So yeah. Alrighty. So we have our bag.
Okay.
So we're going to twist the top of it where we're going to hold it, because otherwise the cream will shoot out, and sometimes it does anyway.
Okay.
So let's start with a horn.
Okay.
And so you can see, like this has a hole in it because I didn't overlap enough there. It's okay. I mean, some cream might spew out of it, but it's not going to hurt it. And there's another one somewhere that did that.
Okay.
Anyway, so you're going to take your horn, and you want to get your tip all the way down in the bottom because you want to make sure every bite is full of beautiful cream. And we're going to put these on this lovely, I chose pink because I'm making pink cream.
Okay, I can't.
How's yours coming out? Is it?
It's very
So you
difficult.
probably need a larger tip. And I don't know.
But you know what? If I just do
have
two
one
hands,
right
I think
here.
I'm good. If I just,
Okay.
I'm a little weakling, apparently.
Here, I'll hold it for
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Well, it looks beautiful. Look at that beautiful swirl she's got there. Beautiful star swirl. You might be able to put a little milk in it, maybe.
You know what?
Thin it a little
out.
bit.
Yep. And one of the recipes did call for milk.
Yep.
Or cream at the end, a little cream.
Or
And just-
perfect.
Right.
And
Yep.
or you could use a bigger tip, and it would come out more easily.
There.
Beauteous. So you can take some fresh fruit or some chopped nuts and put them on the ends there.
Oh, remember what you did the first time? You dipped them in
yes,
chocolate.
I dipped them in chocolate. I melted
which was
some chocolate.
on the very edge, she just dipped in
Just
chocolate. They were
the ends,
gorgeous.
How you doing there?
I'm okay.
Oh my gosh, you're getting so good at those.
Speaking of which, we should do a cake decoration. Not you and me, but
Definitely not me.
someone. We need to do a cake decorating.
Yes, that would be great. So I have a tube here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about halfway and fill it. That's kind of messy, which is why I'm not going to do the cake decorating. And then fill it from the other end.
Oh, right.
We'll point that end out because it's prettier. And this is pretty much it. It's super easy, and I have a little jam.
You know, and it would be really
in
fun
there.
to do it with children.
It
Wait a
would
minute,
be.
isn't school vacation coming
School
up?
vacation is next week, I think.
All right.
Okay, my jam is clogging me up here, so I'm gonna have to stop for a moment. And so
You got a jam going?
I have a jam in my jam. So these are really easy. They're delicious. Vanessa's son, last time I sent some home, and he said he wanted to eat the filling on everything he eats from now on. Is that a correct quote? Which I don't recommend. I don't think it would be really good on a
Pasta?
steak au poivre or something like that. But you never know. But it is a testament to how delicious these are. You get the flaky dough with the really sweet, creamy filling.
Mm-hmm. And they're fun to eat.
They're fun to eat. They're fun to make. Definitely something to do with kids. Join us next week. That is March 24th. Mike is going to be making a cheesecake in the Zavor multi-cooker and show us all how that works. And I think that's it for now.
Gina and I are going to.
Yes, you and Gina
Gina
are going to be doing one
Gina,
pretty
who's
soon.
a pastry chef.
Yeah, so when our first batch came out so weird that we got Gina to show us how to do this, and she's like, yeah, you definitely need to butter them.
Yeah.
So she's so if you come in and you have questions about baking, Amy's an awesome baker, and Gina was a pastry chef, so I'm more of a cook myself. You do both.
I'm a reluctant
putter.
cook. I putter.
You putter.
I
Yeah.
putter. I putter
Yeah.
in the kitchen.
She putters. So anyway, we're always here. There's always people here to help you. We're open 7 days a week. So come see us. Make some cream horns. Send us pictures. Let us know how it came out. Join us next week for multi-cooker cheesecake. And Saturday the 26th for the middle day of Bath's brand new Winterfest. And we're going to have the multi-cooker, 6-quart multi-cookers on sale for $99.99, which is a great price. And that's it for this week. Thank you for joining me, Diane. That was really fun.
I enjoyed this tremendously,
so
Louisa. I would
delighted.
cook with you anytime. In fact, I may have to go to Spain to cook
You
with you.
can come to Spain
Okay.
with me to
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.